Hey guys, what is up? Fluffy Ninja from Warp Crew Paintball and Warp Sports Chicagoland here with the review of the MCS or MCUS or MCS US box mag, right? Box drive magazine, whatever. I finally got to use it. Finally got to play with it. It's awesome. I'm gonna start out there. I know that KT from Modern Combat Sports got super fucking defensive when the guy from DEF CON was like, does it suck? And then he was like, yeah, it kind of sucks. And then they did a response video that he was kind of like, yeah, well, how, like, just, kind of ripping into the guy from DEF CON or whatever the fuck the channel is called, about, like, well, you didn't do this, you didn't do this, you didn't do this. And he has a point. So imagine you spend months working on a project. Granted, this isn't really a project that would take months, like 2 to 3 maybe. But, he was talking about, like, the development time and stuff like that, that KT was talking about the development time and stuff. Which I'm sure there was. I'm sure there was a lot, and then I'm sure there was a lot of legal shit that they had to go through to get the rip clip from Empire, because they're suing everybody just because they can. I mean, that's kind of died down a little bit, but you're dealing with one of the companies that sues people just because. But when you have somebody that is super passionate about their project, and then somebody just shits on it for like 20 minutes straight, clearly, yeah, you're going to be defensive about it. You're going to be like, well, what the fuck, man? Did you do this? Did you do this? Did you even, and I get it, a lot of paintballers, it's like, I want to take the item from the box to the field, and it works. I get that, especially now, like, that the Planet Eclipse MG100 came out. It literally is like, box, you take this 10-round magazine that it comes with, and you can go play. Like, you can swap the followers if you want to, but it works with the standard followers. Like, I completely understand that, that paintballers are, like, we're the most impatient people on the fucking planet. We want our thing right now from the company, and we want it to work immediately. We don't want to, tinker around with shit or whatever. I understand that. It would be great if every marker, if every accessory came from the factory, came from the manufacturer, and worked right away. I think there's been like maybe 6 things that have done that in the paintball industry, and that sucks, but that is paintball. There are refinements, there are better developments, like the XLS, or the CVO or whatever. I absolutely love those guns when I shot them. There was a problem that if you pop the bolt out while it might have had air in it, it would roll an O-ring. Kid brought one into Warped, and he was like, oh, my gun's leaking air, what the fuck, I just bought it. It rolled an O-ring. That was literally it, and it wasn't in the right spot. Again, that's not a factory problem, that's a dumbass problem, and we were able to get it fixed. But there was a problem with the latch for the bolt, that after like 200-something thousand shots or whatever, the latch would fail and it would break and shoot the bolt out the back. That, I think that happened in one testing environment. I don't think it actually happened on a field to a customer, or even to a tester, like the Seattle Thunder guys. I don't even think it happened to them. I think it happened like still in the Shocker factory. They were like, oh fuck, alright, well, let's design it and release a new latch and give it to everybody for free, which they did with like the bolt system when they found out that the bolt system was kind of bad in the RSX. Like, it had an issue, so they fixed it. That's what paintball has become. I am the only person that I know that has broken a CVO and a G-Tech 160R. I'm the only person that I know on the planet that has done that. And I've talked with techs, I've talked with players. None of them have any idea how I fucked things up. The CVO, it was just a safety issue, which I was able to fix by myself by just rubbing it in dirt, and then it worked. The 160R, I think, was a Again, just a user error that like something wasn't put back exactly right, so it started leaking. So again, that's my fault, but I'm the only person that has done that. That's not a great claim to fame, and the companies, like, when I call them now, they're like, what the fuck? But, you know, they just ask what I broke now. But this actually does work straight out of the box. I took it out of the box, put paint in it, it fed paint into a marker. That's exactly what it's designed to do. And it did that straight out of the box. And I watched the video of it, and I was like, huh. And he like, when they first released it, and KT talks about, well, we were going to put a plate in it, but we didn't know if people would want that, because it takes away a little bit of the capacity. And, you know, the capacity is on the side of the loader, which, you know, isn't great. But it's one of those things that's like, oh shit, I'm out of shots. And you shake it, and some paint goes into here, and it hears that, so it spins and it loads it. I wouldn't call that a feature. I would call that something that's like, oh yeah, if, you know, like, there's going to be paint in there, you're going to have to shake it. I wouldn't call it a feature. I would call it, you know, part of the design. Just, you know, paint's going to end up on the sides. If you shake it, you might get a couple balls into the cup, and it loads it for you. Like, that's, I wouldn't call it a feature. I wouldn't call it increased capacity or anything like that. I would call it what it is, and it's part of the design of the box. That's just, it just happens. When I did get it, I loaded up, I saw that it went to the side, I watched the video, he talked about a plate, and I was like, huh, okay. And you can apparently contact Modern Combat Sports, and they'll just send you a plate. Like, if, like, you might have to pay shipping, I don't know, I haven't done it yet, because I didn't need to. I made my own. It's made out of a piece of plastic and duct tape. People were like, oh, well, it needs a plate, we gotta call you for a plate, it's gotta be made out of metal, like, it's gonna make it, no, shut the fuck up, it works fine with this. I played all day with this in. Not an issue with feeding, like with paint loading into the tray. Not an issue. Not an issue. The only issue that I had all day was a broken ball got loaded into the box mag. I don't know if it was from my pod or if it was just from the bag of paint. The paint that I was using was not the best. The paint that I was using is the GI Custom Blend red and black shell. I've had problems with this paint every time that I've used it. I've used it at Fort Knox when they first got it, and it was total fucking shit. It was absolute shit. Granted, that was their fault because they kept it in a garage, or they kept it in the front window, which, if you're storing paint, don't fucking do that. Then we went to Power Paintball. Awesome field. I'll get into that in another video. This is just about the box mag. I'm just going to call it a box mag because that's what it is. The paint there, they store it in a decent area. They, you know, they make sure that it comes in fresh. Like, it's, when I asked the young lady behind the counter, I was like, why do you guys use this paint? She goes, we just kind of get what GI gives us. Like, we put in our order, we get what they give us, and that's pretty much it. And I was like, okay, I guess that makes sense. There was a player there who knows Krista, and like, he wasn't gonna go play that day, and was like, oh, Krista's gonna go play? Okay, sure, I'm 5 minutes from Power, I'll show up. He had a different kind of paint that was field paint. I believe it was the GI field paint, which shoots amazing. Like, I've shot that before. I think that's what we used at practice at CPX when we were out there with NFG and stuff like that. It shot fantastic. Oh my god, it was absolutely phenomenal. It was round. That was a fucking first from GI. That was pretty nice. And then it was consistent through the bore sizer. I think I used a 689. I don't know, whatever bore my fucking barrel is that was on my autococker. It's gigantic. I believe it's 689 or 690. But I gave it to Krista because she was trying to test the GI custom blend shit, and it was all over the place. Some of it was rolling through a 687, some of it wouldn't fit through a 689. It was just fucking ridiculous. Like, that paint is so horrible that they need to fix it. It's just that paint. Nothing else from GI in paint is bad. Like, we have fucking 5-star that's been sitting there for 2 years almost, and it breaks fantastic. It's been rotated, granted, it's been sitting next to an air conditioner, but it breaks fantastic, and it shoots fantastic. It shoots straight, it doesn't dimple, or it's not dimpled, it's not, oblonged or flat spotted, anything like that. It still shoots great, and we've had it for almost 2 years. So it's just that paint. Sorry about the rant on the paint, but that is the one thing when I go to a field that I will complain about every fucking time, especially if it's a field paint only field. If you expect people to pay $70 to $90 for a case of paint and it's bad, fuck you. End of story. Fuck you. If you demand that your customers buy your paint and your paint is shit or it's kept shit, you're a piece of shit, and you should be ashamed to own a field. So that rant is over. I might even go into that further in another video just because. But, so I loaded a broken ball, and what happened was, instead of like the ball was cracked, I think it was cracked from being in a pod, because after I loaded part of my pod in, that's when I had a problem. Like, I loaded it in between games. I was like, well, I haven't been using this pod, so I'm just gonna put a little bit in, put the pod to the side, and immediately I had problems. Like, probably not the next game, but the game after that is when I started having issues. The paint leaked out, went underneath the tray, or the feed tray for the loader. So you can see that plastic tray. You can unscrew that screw. It comes out, and you can clean underneath it, which is what I had to do. But paint got underneath there, and it smeared up on the side of the ramp. So every time it fed, a ball would smear through some paint, and it would throw more paint up there. So that sucked. But that's not the box mag. That's the rip clip design. That's how it was designed. There's a gap in there, and it's enough of a gap for a bunch of paint to smear through, and that sucks. That just happens. If you load broken paint, you're gonna have a bad fucking time. It's a good thing it's not a rotor, or else it would have just blended it into fucking paste, and the entire fucking thing would have been ruined. But being able to tear it down, popping the fucking thing out, sliding the tower out, taking this off with one screw, thank Christ, and then being able to unscrew that center screw. Yeah, I had to kind of work this out through the hole. I actually might cut the hole bigger so that it fits better, and maybe get a different one of these star thingies. I think there's metal ones somewhere. I don't think this one's metal. No, I think it's plastic. But I think I actually might have a metal one. But that's beside the point. Was able to take out the tray, swabbed it, dumped the paint because the paint was garbage, cleaned it out with a towel. There's a leaf spring underneath there, and then another tray. You just have to make sure those go back in correctly. Read a manual, look on fucking line, learn how to do it, because if that happens, you're gonna, oh, the box mag's shitty. No, you're a dumbass that doesn't know how to take apart your shit and clean it. Luckily, I've had a rip clip forever, so I know how to take them apart. So that was my only issue, was loading broken paint, and it kind of fucked up the rest of my paint. The MG100 still shot through it. It actually did not give a fuck. Balls were curving a little bit. That could have been the paint on them. That could have been just the paint. Who the fuck knows? But it shot through it. I think I broke one ball. Well, I shot the cracked ball, and I was like, what the fuck? What? Okay. And then I think I broke another ball earlier, but that again was my fault. I'm like, I hit the button, turned it on, it loaded paint, and then I twisted it, and I cracked the first ball against the top of the fucking breech. And that, again, that's my fault. That's not their fault. So, yeah, this thing works if you're not an idiot. If you have a marker without eyes and you try to shoot full auto, that's just a bad idea. Like, that's just a bad idea. The only way that works, actually, is the BT rip clip, or I guess if you want to say the Cyclone does okay. But when I used a BT Delta and I had the rip clip on it, I could shoot 15 balls a second because the hopper is sound activated. So when you shoot, it hears it, loads, hears it, loads, hears it, loads. and I need to turn up the sensitivity on mine. Again, something that the DEF CON guy didn't cover was, you have to change your settings depending on what marker you're using, which is absolutely true. It's the same thing with most loaders today. Like the TFX doesn't work on a lot of guns because it can't feed fast enough. The original TFX, the new one actually works pretty well. Rotors, they might overfeed. That just kind of happens. You got to turn down the tension or what the fuck ever on the ball stack. It's not their fault that loader and marker technology isn't perfect. Like, Guy did the Bluetooth, or the fuck was it called? Actually, this was done way before them. You could sync your loader to your gun depending on what board you put in. I don't remember what it's called. RF. It's an RF chip. That's what it is. You could do that, and it worked amazing. Sometimes, not always. Guy tried to do that with the box mag. That didn't work for me at all, ever. Not even once. I had to have my eyes off in order for my box mag to work, which was retarded. But, that's how it is. If you don't have a sound activated loader that knows the shot of your gun, or that is tuned to the shot of your gun, it's not going to know that you shot. It's not going to feed the next ball completely. You're going to chop. You're going to blame the loader, and it's your fault. So, yeah, definitely do the shelf thing. You don't have to get one shipped to you. I made mine out of plastic and duct tape. I might make it out of that black, like, flexible material that you can shape on your own. I don't remember what it's called. I looked at it earlier, and I still don't remember. But yeah, and then my plate fits in there. Kind of snug. That's the thing. Their metal plate slides around a little bit. I'm sure if you made a plate out of whatever that material is, that would slide around a little. Mine, it's a little bit bigger, so it fits a little bit better. It's got a little bit of play to it. The box has a little bit of play to it. I wish there was a handle on the side. I did make that note, because when I'm playing right-handed, I can hold my foregrip, or I can hold the barrel of my marker, but if I'm playing left-handed, my hand kind of runs into the box mag, so I kind of wish there was a handle on the side, or I have to hold it like this, or like grab the front of it. Like, if there was just a handle right here, that's actually probably why that's dented in, is because I was grabbing it like this. And there's Molly on the front, and so that might work for a handle, like if I run a thing through them, maybe, but I don't know. I'll have to try it, and I will get back to you. But the box mag does what it does. It holds 140-ish paintballs, I would say, and then it feeds them into your marker, which is exactly what it's designed to do. And then we're going to get into the magfed people. The magfed community has not accepted this wholeheartedly, just because they think, they rushed it, so it's not great. It's the first generation, so it's not going to be great. KT has already said that, we might do a second version or an updated version, and we'll give, I don't know if he said we'll give the parts or if we'll just sell the parts to the other, I don't know, I don't remember what he said, but I know he talked about getting the parts to the people that bought the first generation, so that way theirs is just as good. Sorry, my fucking Xbox keeps shutting off, and that's kind of my light on that side. But, it's not horrible. It does what it does. The magfed people are, you chose to play magfed because you wanted the challenge of changing mags and you want the realism. Not really. I play magfed because it's different, sure, but I don't play it strictly just to operate. I don't give a shit. I play magfed because it's a different style of paintball that allows me to play more paintball or different paintball, to where I put myself in different situations. I got blown up by a fucking kid with a Lux because I went to go bunker somebody else and I didn't see him, and that's situational awareness that I have lost. So playing magfed makes you play a little bit differently. This makes it easier, absolutely, to have 140 rounds and some asshole has a 10 round mag. Fuck that guy. Fuck him up. Suppressive fire. Squad automatic weapons are a thing. They're still a thing. They've been a thing forever. So saying, oh, you can't, it's not magfed. It's like, well, yeah, it is, and it's realism too, you know. So it's, I don't know. It's something that I think people need to get over themselves, thinking that they're higher and mightier than everybody else because they play magfed. No, you play paintball like the rest of us. Shut up and play. This thing is really cool. The amount of looks that I got from, is it the MCS box mag or whatever? I'm like, yeah, it's pretty dope. How is it? Well, it's fine. Shoots paintballs. It's pretty great. You know, yeah, it holds paint. I played every round without a pod pack because I didn't need it. Either A, I would get shot out way too fucking fast, or B, I would shoot everybody else out with the help of my teammates way too fucking fast. So it's nice for, a slow kind of 10-on-10 game kind of deal. It's really nice for that. You don't need to bring a pod pack. You can just kind of go out with this, have a good time. So that's really nice. It fills a role that isn't there right now. People took months modifying die box rotors to work with the MG100. You got to cut into it. You got to fucking grind away parts. You got to swap the board. It's a whole bunch of shit. It looks cool, that's for sure. I saw the video. It looks fucking amazing. Learn to sync your fucking videos a little bit better, because the guy that made the box mag video, it was cool, don't get me wrong. I'm not like shitting on you for doing it. I'm not shitting on you for, putting your work out there. What I'm saying is, like, the main video was square, the scope cam video was rectangle and overlapping square, and then there was a logo in the bottom for no reason. I don't know what was going on, but it was cool. It's cool that he was able to do that. I didn't have to do that. I just bought this. Yeah, it holds less, but I mean, smaller profile, I guess. Profile on one side, I guess. If I'm shooting left-handed, I don't have the box mag sticking out. If I'm shooting right-handed, I'm fucked. But whatever. So yeah, that is this video. It's super long. I bitch at a lot of people, but that's necessary, I think, in this sport. When people aren't held accountable for the things that they say, and they influence our community about what to buy and what not to buy, and they shit all over a product because they aren't using it correctly, your problem. That's your fault. That's not anybody else's fault. So you need to maybe read a manual before you start taking something out of a box and doing a video and saying, well, this sucks. I'm sure you did for like 10 minutes before you used it, and then you used a gun with no eyes, no bolt lock system, anything like that, not soft on paint at all. The T15 is designed to shoot first strike rounds. End of story. That is what First Strike designed that marker for. So, yeah. Not saying what paint you're using, not saying what your field speed is, not saying what your bolt cycle rate is, not saying what your settings are on your box mag. Like, these are all things that would have, like, literally just fucking put them in the corner in writing, and it would have been perfect. Mine was stock settings on an MG100 semi-auto, and it worked great. And I was shooting shitty GI custom blend, and after that I was shooting really nice GI field paint, and it shot way better. So, yeah. Thank you guys very much for watching. Thank you guys for subscribing, and I'll catch you in the next video. Bye.